live, on your side. Channel 2 News at 6 starts now.
And we begin tonight with new information about a story we first brought to you a few days ago. I'm Dave McKinley. After a major settlement reached by the state attorney general's office involving alleged mistreatment of patients at a Buffalo nursing home, the families of those patients are speaking out. 2 on your side's Alyssa Clausell joins us from the newsroom with more. Alyssa?
Hey, Dave, that's right. On Thursday, the state attorney general's office announced a $45 million settlement with Centers for Care, which operates a nursing home right here in Buffalo. And it's a victory that one local family I spoke with says is a long time coming. Buffalo Center for Rehabilitation and Nursing, again owned by that parent company Centers for Care, will now have to increase staffing and resident care after alleged reports of mistreatment that had been taking place for years. It's mistreatment that James Quinn Jr.'s father, who was in the dementia unit, experienced firsthand as a resident in Buffalo Center in 2020. Quinn recalled coming to pick up his father one day only to find that he was outside alone wandering the streets. After checking him into ECMC, he decided to report the facility to the health officials.
It's a good thing, I guess. You know, they'll be under a monitor now. I guess that'll handle all the finances, you know, where this money's being allocated, and you know, if they need, you know, more qualified or more staff, you know, to do the job right.
People that care.
You know.
Quinn said that his father was severely dehydrated and unkept during his stay at Buffalo Center, which ultimately led to pulling his father out and taking him somewhere else. Coming up at 11, I'll have more on the family's experience and what they're hoping is next for patients at Buffalo Center. Dave.
All right, Alyssa. Cheektowaga residents had a chance to ask questions and raise concerns to the town supervisor today. One topic was the new town budget passed this week, which will increase property taxes by 3.5%. 2 on your side also spoke with Supervisor Brian Nowak about this.
The tax increases, it's a little more than usual, but you know, in the past few years, 2022, 2023, 2024, all 3 of those years together, there was a combined 3% tax increase while the spending went up 10%. So one of the problems we've got right now is the budget is a little bit out of balance, just to be straight with people, and there's going to be some work to do in the next year or two to get all that back in line.
This was the 4th such town hall held this year, with more planned in the future. Dozens of job seekers came to West Seneca Community Center for a career and wellness fair today. The town's Chamber of Commerce brought in several local businesses looking to hire, along with guest speakers on health and wellness.
People asking all the time, you know, we deal with businesses large and small, and organizations as well, and you never know what their need is going to be through the year. So you know, no particular one reason to have it today, but just trying to help our members as best we can, especially those that are looking to find some part-time and full-time employees.
The West Seneca Chamber of Commerce says it hopes to make this an annual event. Residents of Buffalo's East Side today had a chance to receive a free turkey from MMB Realty Group, which held its annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaway at Mount Olive Baptist Church. The company says it seeks to help those in need, especially during the holidays.
Our goal is always to communicate, be a part of the community, so that we become a group that they trust. And this is our way of giving back, saying thank you for those who have trusted us and used us for our services.
1,000 turkeys were given away today.
The Bills make me wanna shout.
Chiefs fans are getting quite the welcome into Buffalo. Video of a Southwest Airline employee is gaining traction online after she played the Bills' shout song as fans arrived at the Buffalo airport. We spoke with one family sporting Chiefs colors who won tickets to the game and say they're not intimidated at all coming into Bills country.
He chose this game. He has been raising awareness for type 1 diabetes, and Hy-Vee sponsored a trip to go see the Chiefs beat the Bills for him. He's been making a difference in type 1 diabetics' lives. It's such a big deal to go see the Chiefs play, and this is a huge game. So to be able to be here, to be able to cheer for the Chiefs, and to be able to cheer for him doesn't get any better.
The Bills face off against the Chiefs tomorrow afternoon at Highmark Stadium. Kickoff is at 4:25. Sports junkies gathered at the Buffalo History Museum for a collector's show today, checking out Buffalo sports memorabilia while touring the museum's Icons exhibit.
There's some great older Bills stuff, championship rings, banners. There's some interaction items that can be dealt with. There's items going back to the 30s when the Bisons won championships. It traces just about everything that you can think of, except, of course, the Super Bowl, but who knows, maybe soon that'll happen.
Maybe. Sonny there says his favorite item on display, a mason jar filled with water, which was melted ice from the last hockey game played at the Aud. And today, the Buffalo and Erie County Naval and Military Park hosted the United States Air Force Band of Flight, which traveled from Ohio to perform in the park's hangar building.
But they are a 15-member band out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Their main mission is to support the Air Museum that's there. And so we're basically doing a very similar set that they would do there at the Air Museum. Every hour at the top of the hour, they're performing a half-hour set to entertain the people who are coming through there.
By the way, next Sunday, November 24th, is the last day of the season at the Naval Park. Speaking of all things seasonable, it is time now to get a check on your forecast with Paul Hare. Paul?
Hey Dave, beautiful day in western New York. We're a little bit above average as far as the temperatures are concerned, and that's going to continue for the rest of the weekend and the first part of the week here. Take a look. We have high pressure in place, just some clouds right now for portions of the southern tier, but the north town's really not a whole lot going on. As I mentioned, that high pressure in place, and that's going to remain in place for tomorrow as well, keeping us high and dry, including for the Bills game. So let's take a look at future look here. Not a whole lot of activity until the very early hours of Monday, when we do have a relatively weak front moving through that's going to bring us some very brief precipitation, but then that passes through. This is really what we're keeping our eyes on. Midweek, we are seeing a rather significant low pressure system setting up that could be bringing us a decent amount of precipitation as we go through Tuesday into Wednesday, and then possibly a little more as we get towards the weekend. Possibly the S word. We'll talk about that. But let's time things out a little more closely here with future look. So as we get into tonight, again, relatively clear skies, those clouds for portions of the southern tier. Looks like Sunday, perhaps if you're getting out into Orchard Park at that point, pretty much dealing with mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to be on and off throughout the game by the time the game starts. Again, we're not talking about any precipitation, so that's good news. And pretty much those clouds linger for the game. It looks like very late Sunday night into Monday, we could be seeing that front approaching, and that's going to bring us these showers. But as you can see here, it's certainly not a washout, and it moves through relatively quickly. Monday, when you're driving to work, pretty much the rain is gone. Clear skies by late morning and into the afternoon for your Monday, so plenty of sun. That's good news there. And then Monday into Tuesday, the clouds return, and as we fast forward here into midday Tuesday, we have that rain approaching once again, rather significant, where we could see widespread rain for some of western New York here. We do have a low pressure system setting up midweek, and that's going to be sticking around for quite a bit of time. So it even looks like into Thursday we have some chances for rain, and you can see these blues and pinks indicating that we are transitioning over to possibly a little bit of mixed precipitation or some snow, and that is going to last pretty much until the end of the week and even the first part of the weekend right here, with a mix of possibly some rain and some snow, especially for those higher elevations in the southern tier. Temperature-wise, though, at least for the first part of the week here, look at these warmer colors. We are going to be above average in terms of temperatures for at least the next 4 or 5 days. You see these winds coming out of the southwest, bringing up some of that warm air, but look at the change in direction. You see that counterclockwise rotation, that low pressure moving in, and then by the time we get to the end of the week, look at that. We see those winds coming down from the north, below average temperatures. Look at these numbers right here. We're only supposed to be in the upper 40s. We're in the 50s for the first big part of the week, but then by the time we get to the weekend, we are really dropping finally to a little bit below normal. If you're heading out tonight, by the time you get to about midnight, 37 degrees, and thereafter dropping down just a little bit below that, 35, but again, just mostly cloudy, not a whole lot going on. Sunday getting up to 54, a few degrees above where we're supposed to be, but a rather pleasant day. By the time we kick off for the start of the game at around 4:25, 52 degrees, most mostly cloudy, mild and dry. Hopefully it's not going to be too stressful of a game. Weather-wise, it's not going to be stressful, but look, very unsettled as we move through the week here, especially Wednesday, Thursday, and then look at these temperatures as we get to the end of the week, moving into the weekend. Again, we could potentially be seeing some mixed precipitation or some snow, especially for the higher elevations in the southern tier. That's it for our online edition here of Channel 2 News. We'll be back tonight for Channel 2 News Tonight. We'll see you then.